So when you started reading the Gita, what
Mhm.
were the biggest lessons from there that truly transformed the way you looked at life?
So I think one of the shloka that I read, that where it was very beautifully said that कि प्रभु की दो मुख्य शक्तियां होती हैं. One is para and apara shakti. So we say that no, the whole divine transcendental world is the world of God, but this says even the bhautik world is the world of God and enjoyed by the God himself. That's why I say कि मैं बाहर भी हूँ और अंदर भी हूँ. Right? That's what Krishna says. So and I've had this conversation with my guru where I said, apara and para. That means even the bhautik vastu or the bhautik or the material enjoyments that we believe that we are enjoying are also technically enjoyed by the God. So these are the two, these are the two Shaktis of God. The only Param Mukhya Shaktis of God are Para and Apara. So there is a transcendental world and there is this material world. And both are technically being enjoyed. Whereas if you see in the world of spirituality, we say, oh, these are the human desires experiencing, right? And the spiritual desires are technically the desires of God, but that's not true.
Okay.
Both of them are the desires of God.
Okay.
Right? So one has to just start realizing, shift from this desire of the God to that desire of the God.
Okay.
We say sansar is enjoyed by humans being. I'm sorry, but created by who?
Yeah.
So who do you think is the controller? Who do you think is the enjoyer?
Right.
We are not. So
Right.
that was one of the things that gave me like a wonderful perspective. And a point that really stayed with me in one of the shlokas is that where Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna that, Arjun, kill them. Kill them because they're already being killed by me. So the papi, right? All of these people where Arjun had conflict of killing them because he thinks that I'm not doing a good thing. He said, what do you think you are killing? You're just killing the bodies. Their consciousness is already killed by me. So that made me reflect that we may live as human being for 70, 80 years, but in the eyes of divine and God, if your consciousness is that low, you're already dead. You've cut off all the possible cords with the universe in all forms, and that's why we say now you're just a bhogi, right? You're just a bhogi because you have already been killed. And that made me reflect that yes, you may live for 30 years, no problem, right? But in those 30 years, if your consciousness is going the right way, if you are walking the path of consciousness, then you are living. Even if you physically die, you're living in the eyes of God. Right? You are living in the eyes of consciousness, and that's what we call bhava pratyayo videhe prakriti layanam. I was speaking to you about it, that how the soul of these sutra says, the soul of these people whose consciousness has reached certain level, they gets merged with the prakriti and they come back again when the time is right. Right? Adi Shankaracharya left his body at the age of 32, doing so much for the humanity. Do you think he was an incarnation of Shiva himself, we say? Do you think he ever died? He never died.
Why do some people just choose to live in ignorance?
They don't choose to live in ignorance. It's again Maya. You need to understand, some people, Maya is happening to all.
Okay.
Ignorance, Gayatri ji, is happening to all.
Okay.
Some people choose awareness. So the choice is not of ignorance. The choice is of awareness.
Okay.
Awareness is a choice.
Okay.
Ignorance is a play of Maya. That is happening to all of us. Even those who choose awareness, they are bound to fall in the pits of ignorance. Now that they have the ladder of awareness, they just know how to climb back up. That's the only difference.
So in this incarnation, the mind was given to be like an agent of the soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, what has happened in between that we've started to believe that we are the mind? Though it was supposed to be a tool for us, now we've started to believe we are that, we are our thoughts. What confusion happened in between?
There's no confusion. It's just that that's just how nature works. So there was a beautiful story that I was reading where, a tiger's cub gets lost in a jungle. and is joined by the clan of deers. Okay, raised like deers. Now deer is a vegetarian, right? And a cub and a tiger is a wild animal, right? But because this cub is being raised with deer, live like them, breathe like them, be in their company, right? He begins to run, right, when someone is coming for, or some other wild animal is coming for hunting, forgetting that I myself, I am a wild animal, right? So that's what happens. So now one day what happens is, this cub, one day, once he grows up a little bit, he sees the other, tigers running and hunting. Now he sees the reality is different. The deers, my brothers and sister, those are apparently, I think, are my brother and sister, they are running and one of me is chasing.
Yeah.
So who am I?
Yeah.
That's when the question comes.
Wow.
That's when people start to think. I have so far been running in this race without knowing who I am. That's when the first question in spirituality, when it comes, that question has to be, who am I?
When did you ask that question to yourself?
To me, I always say this, when Corona started,
Okay.
we were shut indoors.
Okay.
Now, when such this, for me, Corona was an opportunity, I would say, because for the first time I had complete cut off with the world. Right? You did have obviously Instagram, social media, but there was no human interaction. You could not continue what you were doing. So what you thought you were, that your job made you feel, your friends made you feel, your colleagues made you feel, your daily life made you feel, now it's no longer happening and you don't know when will it happen again. So I felt a sense of, not a sense, but a great sense of unhappiness, because then I started to feel, if all of this is taken away from me, I am going to be very unhappy. So then what is happiness? I thought I have built this so many years, studying and struggling and building, career, we say. I have built everything with my own two hands and my own mastermind, so to speak, right? But now everything is falling apart. If this is taken away from me, I don't even know who this person is. Why am I born? What else I will do in life? And this made me feel a lot of sorrow in my heart. At first, I was lost. There were times when I had shut myself in the room and I was crying. So I understand people were crying out of the fear of death. I didn't have the fear of death. I had some other fear. The fear of who I am. If this is taken away from me, take away my life.
Okay.
But if you take all of this, which I believed to be true about myself, if this is taken away from me, that was the first time I asked myself, who am I? And that's when I actually started practicing yoga as well.
Wow.
Just to go inward and understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, I was very unhealthy. I also was mentally falling apart. So I thought, if I can't do anything, maybe let me just start doing yoga. Maybe it'll help. And us samay pe you would see yoga popularize bhi hona shuru hua tha, at that point in time. So I said, okay, this might help me. And that's where the journey also started.